Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another monthly vid. I have this beautiful deck of cards here, and you'll see that I'm drawing this card service, and it's so apt and so important to me to talk about service. Number one, because this is what I feel I talk about for a living and what I do for a living, and helping teach others how to also serve as their greatest purpose in life, or their dharma, their soul's purpose. And I really, truly believe that all humans' purpose on this planet is to serve in one form or another. And what does that look like? It's going to look different for everybody, of course. And what this really is defined as is selfless service, where we're performing actions without our egos. And it's for the benefit of others, not just directly ourselves. We definitely benefit from this service as well. Obviously, there's lots of things that come with that. It's the highest form of action after all. But really, the main intention is not to self-serve, but to be selfless in serving. What we get in return for practicing selfless service is that beautiful experience of nourishment and fulfillment that is truly unsurpassed. It's through devoted, selfless service without attachment, right? Without attachment to the ego or to some sort of outcome, that we really attain our highest version of ourselves, or an experience of the highest version of ourselves, our highest self. Selfless service does not mean that we overserve or that we give ourselves away either. It's just that we are serving from a place that doesn't involve our ego or some sort of attachment, like I was saying, to an outcome. When we do attach ourselves to some sort of outcome in service, what that actually really leads to is more disconnection, more feelings of loneliness, insecurity, maybe unsafety or unhappiness, definitely feeling unfulfilled. It's like an endless hunt for things when we're constantly thinking of the self instead of including ourselves as a whole. And when I say as a whole, I mean like the cosmic consciousness of we're all one. You know, when we're serving ourselves, we're really serving everyone. When we're serving everyone, we're really serving ourselves. We receive fulfillment and meaning that comes from serving others without any thought of what we will get. So that is what I mean by selfless service. What is important as well is just being aware that what we're taught in modern days and modern times is that we're here to pursue our own ends. We're taught to work for our own benefit in most cases. It's very normal to be obsessed with what we're trying to achieve, right? We set goals, and you'll see in this video, like this June month is mid-year. We're halfway through the year. This is blowing my mind. It's time for me, and for those of you that are also using my journal, you'll see there's this mid-year reset. So it's just a little invitation to take a pause in the year, see where you're at with your goal setting, with your ambitions, with whatever it is, your intentions. Maybe your word of the year is ready for a shift. Whatever it is that you decide to work on being the best version of yourself, coming into this coloring page here, it's a little invitation to do a reset, do a check-in, and see where you're sitting in your energy today. So, as I was saying, it's normal to be obsessed with these things because we all want to achieve our goals. We all want to put our energy into things that matter and things that bring us the joy and fulfillment that we're looking for in life. And also, when we attach ourselves to the outcome of these things, it takes away a lot of the beauty in the journey. If we're only looking for the end result instead of experiencing life and experiencing the process, instead of learning and growing and collecting the lessons and sharing the stories of the experiences that we're going through, once we do hit the end of that, once we do get to the end of the goal, it it doesn't feel as beautiful or as fulfilling as we maybe anticipated it to. And I believe because we're being maybe selfish in it instead of seeing how it can be of service. So the reason I want to bring this up too, and I've mentioned before, I'm young. I'm 40 now. I am still young. And also I'm a mother of young children is what I was trying to express there. When I first birthed Lennon, my eldest daughter, into the world, everything was about her. Obviously, she's a newborn baby. She requires a lot of attention, she has a lot of needs. And so do I. But what happened was her needs got put first. And her needs got put first so regularly and so often that my brain started to think that my needs are no longer important. And it takes a level of awareness, because all mother, like you'll hear any mother talk about this. It's like self-care, self-care, self-care. Yeah, we understand that. And also it's like our brains have been rewired to not care about ourselves first. And I'm not just speaking about mothers either, like any parent that gets put into this very vulnerable situation of having this little life that is your responsibility. And it doesn't even have to be a little life either. Maybe you're a caretaker of somebody that is elderly. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If you feel like you are responsible for somebody else's well-being, a lot of times your own well-being will be put on the back burner. And so what does this have to do with service? Well, it's important to also be selfish through selfless service. And the statement that I'd like to share with you and that I share with my students as well is like, it also requires you to be selfish in order to be selfless, especially if you've been in one of these situations where your entire self-care journey has been, again, put on the back burner because you have something that's more important or seemingly more important in front of your face that requires attention. The most important thing in your life is your self-care. If you are not at your, I don't want to say best, because what does that even mean? But if you're not taking care of yourself, then how are you supposed to take care of others? How could you possibly take care of others? And so this whole self-care process, or call it selfish, call it selfless, whatever we want to put labels onto it, is just a whole spectrum in itself, right? But the question becomes, in my opinion, and what I do with my own work and with my own journey, is ask, who does this serve? So speaking of service, the question becomes, who does this serve? And when I put that question at the forefront of everything that I do, it makes me sit back, look at the actions that I'm taking, and then create a little list in my mind. And yes, I know I'm in my mind a lot. I'm a double Gemini. But it makes me think, okay, well, by taking this action, not only am I serving myself, but I'm serving my children, I'm serving my husband, I'm serving my dogs. Like, I want to take myself for a walk alone without my dogs. So how is that serving my dogs, or how is that serving my children, or how is that serving my husband? Well, because my mind is full. My brain is full. I need space for myself. So it's not about talking yourself into being selfish either, but knowing that by doing the self-care and pulling back a little bit, by serving myself in this moment, I'm going to be able to serve others more thoroughly and with more heart and with more love and with more joy, because I will be more in myself and in my energy by the time, this 20 minutes of alone time is over. So I know this example might seem silly to people, and also to a mother who hasn't gone for a walk for 20 minutes by herself in 6 months might go, how dare I go for a walk by myself when I could push my toddler, or when I could bring my child with me? Well, this is what I mean. This is what I mean by maybe being quote unquote selfish in this moment is actually selfless service down the line. It's about seeing the different ways in which that choice or that action becomes of service to humanity or to the greater good. And it's just an invitation really to think about where you are getting out of your own ego, getting out of your own judgment, maybe of yourself or others, and seeing how the actions that you're taking are of service in some way. Again, service, selfless service is action performed without ego and for the benefit of others. And so just really leaning into that energy and allowing yourself to feel that fulfillment, feel that ease, feel the unattachment to outcome. And we can apply service in so many different ways, like in our household, at work, in the community, volunteering. Maybe you're being of service by inviting your friends over for dinner and just for no particular celebration or reason whatsoever, but just because you know that that person is having a really tough week and it would be a beautiful thing to provide them with a meal. Service can show up in so many different ways. And I also want you to think about the ways that you can serve yourself as well. So it's both parts. You, community, world, community, you. We're all one. We are all important. We all deserve love. We all deserve service. This is our dharma. This is our purpose. And it's really about stepping into that highest version of yourself.